And another thing about menopause. This is something that we just don't talk about a lot in polite company. It makes men uncomfortable. It just makes them uncomfortable. You know, they get all edgy and squirmy and don't want to hear about it. Younger women, you know, they kind of are like, well, is it really that bad? I mean, doesn't the hormone replacement therapy help? And then you have some older women who've experienced it, who had an easier time. So they're like, oh, it was nothing for me. When if it's hard for you inside, you're like, but here's the thing. It's something we need to talk about, because things we don't talk about don't get addressed and don't really get fixed and don't get the attention that it needs. Example, cancer. Cancer is a terrible thing. We need to find a cure. I'm all for that. But why is it that breast cancer, it is, you know, everywhere you turn there are pink ribbons. And by the way, you know, most of the money when you buy something with a pink ribbon on it doesn't go toward breast cancer research. It's lining people's pockets. I think they did something to change that when the one woman who was making like $750K or some outrageous amount like that stepped down as chairperson. But I digress. Why don't we talk about colon cancer? Why don't we have colon cancer fundraisers? Why aren't there like big brown circles or something on items in the store for colon cancer research? Why? Because it's about your behind and it makes people uncomfortable. But breasts don't make people uncomfortable. Breasts make people comfortable for the most part. Men like them, you know, women like them for the most part, so it's okay. But nobody wants to talk about their behind and having issues with it, especially cancer. Lung cancer, sadly to say, a lot of people, it's almost like they blame people when they get lung cancer. Well, you smoked, so, you know, you made that choice. People get lung cancer from secondhand smoke. People get lung cancer from chemicals they inhaled working in factories and other places. So that's bullcrap too. Cancer is bad. One should not be, you know, higher in status than the other. I have a lot of friends and family members that have had breast cancer, and my heart goes out to them and anyone who has breast cancer. But also anyone who has, I'll say it, butt cancer, anyone who has lung cancer, anyone who has any type of cancer. But folks, do you realize we only talk about the things that don't make us squirm? Breasts don't really make us squirm, men or women, but talking about your colon and you know, what goes on there, it makes everybody squirm. So, you know, I say put a brown circle on items in the store and let's spread the word on colon cancer. And menopause, I don't know how we would do it. Maybe if we took like a picture of a crazy woman, you know, I don't know what the marketing would be, you know, but I feel that it's something that we need to talk about that we don't talk about, that makes some people, in particular male species, uncomfortable talking about. Therefore, it really doesn't get the attention that it deserves. I know this is a long rant, but I feel strongly about this. And, you know, it isn't just menopause and it isn't just cancer. There are so many illnesses in, you know, in the world, and so many other problems, socioeconomic problems. I mean, there's just a ton of things. And what struck me is that there are some things that's considered okay to talk about, but the things that make us squirm and kind of make us uncomfortable, we don't want to talk about. But people, the things that you don't talk about don't get the attention. It doesn't get the research. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't get the attention and research that it needs. Okay, rant over.